I don't
Go on
know.
the Skype call.
I don't know. Hi. We're live for now. August 1st. Hangout's going away.
August 1st. All you people out there in the chat, man, they're telling us over and over again, we got to be ready. You know, don't be like, I didn't know. Everybody's talking about it.
I am not ready. Oh, you know, I'm clearly not ready. I don't have this on. Hi. Let me start over. Hi. Welcome to New Comic Book Day Book Club. My name's Alec. This is White Whale Comics. We have an interesting show for you this evening for two reasons. Number one, you may notice someone is missing below deck here. His name is usually John's Comics with Kids. Tonight he's John's Comics with Wife. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, we have a wonderful guest. His name's JB from DiscoveryBayComics. Why don't you say hi?
Hey, everybody. Do you want me to tell him why it's special, or I'll let you tell him why it's special?
Yeah, well, I was going to say it is special to have JB as a guest because we have not had him before. But there's another reason why it's special. Why don't you tell him, JB?
Well, funny thing today is, with everyone coming over for 4th of July holiday, my wife's had a honey-do list this long, and I could not get the book. But what does JB do? He watches a lot of YouTube. And I'll tell you what, I just broke down the whole synopsis of this book for Alec here, and he's like, yeah, all right, let's go. Because between watching Drew Manchu and Joe Ryan Comics and Perry and Pyramid, I was ready to go. I think I'm ready to talk about this book.
So it should be interesting. I don't know if we want to just open it up and if someone else wants to jump in too. We just have like a smorgasbord.
Is there anybody that actually has the book?
Yeah,
join us tonight.
Anyone who's read the book.
I don't actually have the book.
Let me shout out some people in the chat. Jason, Comics List Explained was first off the bat in my chat. He clearly read the book because he refers to the kid as a brat, and boy, is he a brat. So, John's Comics with Kids in the chat on date night.
There you go.
We were just talking before we went on air about this smooth move about like going to the whatever, stepping away. Kenny, Comic Head 84 is here. TJ That Slab, Dragon Watson. Hey, you're in the chat.
I am. I'm saying hi to everybody.
We've been discovered. Gray Matter Hulk is here. Perry Comics is here. Just a little podcast. Just a little one. Don't sell yourself short. Just a little podcast. Chris Barrett is here. DS Comics is here. Who else? We got? JP's Budget Collecting. J Boyden 63. I believe you're new. Welcome.
Nice.
Nobody, no one. So we got a crew here. Yeah, Chris Barrett. I was robbed again. Can you believe it?
Again.
I gotta start locking my doors. Super Russ 9000 just joined. So yeah.
Okay. So
my house is empty.
And did you mention that this could potentially be the final last live broadcast from this location, as things are going to be moving? What would that be? Southeast?
Just straight south.
Just straight south.
Well, I mean, like actually, technically, it's probably a little southwest. Massachusetts kind of sticks out.
Okay, yeah, southwest a little bit. Okay, nice. So there's something else. You've got the first time the guest actually doesn't have the book or read the book.
Not the first time I've done the show without John, though.
Because John's Comics with Kids is John's Comics with Wife. Yeah. And this potentially is the last live stream from this location.
It is momentous and historic.
You know what we need? We need someone in the chat to suggest a good impression for tonight. Maybe we can get you to do one.
Maybe. Right. John says, I am heading to the flaccid dong of the USA, Florida. Thank you, John.
There you go. A lot of guys in Florida, man. There's a big group. Are you going to start a gang down there or something?
Yeah, we're going to get jackets.
The comic book gang, the comic book Florida. Is there like an area code? You're going to start repping the area code down there?
We're going to be called Florida Men. Perry Comics is in Florida. Just Rican's in Florida. TJ says always walking. Oh, the Flow Gang.
Well, Perry, send Perry the link.
Just a Little Podcast is here.
Help us out.
JP's budget collecting says it's a cartel, not a gang. It's hot in Florida. It was hot here today. It is 95 degrees in Massachusetts today. So I don't want to hear it. And it's also negative 95 in the winter. So Florida beard gang. Joe Boyden says he lived in Florida. They lived in Florida for 5 years and it sucked. Thanks. I'm moving there. I can't wait.
Hey, when you go down to Florida, are you gonna like do the blazer thing the way Perry does, or
no?
No. Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah. I'm my own man, despite the number of impressions that I do. Oh, we're here to talk about a comic today.
At some point, yeah. You know, we're just kind of stalling. Maybe John will join us.
This is a book I want to talk about. John vetoed me.
He vetoed you on that one.
Because he's never heard of Greg Rucka.
That's the what is Lois Lane book, right?
That's Lois Lane, or Carmen Sandiego #1.
All right. So we're talking about this Jason Aaron book.
Yeah.
There's Image #1. They always try and grab you in that first book, and man, I'm telling you, based on what I heard from Joe Ryan, and we got a page-by-page synopsis from Drew Manchu at the noon thing that he's doing every Wednesday. By the way, a little plug for you, Drew. Every Wednesday at noon East Coast time, Drew's going to go live. This sounds like it's going to be a hell of a series. What's your opinion?
So, interesting. I wonder if Drew Manchu and us are going to secretly overlap every week with what book we do, because we didn't plan that. But I wonder if, like, the collective unconscious will just continue to have us align. I'm going to leave Lois right here.
He did more than one book. He was on for an hour, and he did a bunch of books, but he absolutely said this was a stash hit.
Did he talk about Lois Lane?
Pretty detailed. No, he was talking about Sea of Stars. I didn't actually see his review of Lois Lane. I came in a little late.
John also got the Mignola cover. Maybe John just chats enough, it'll be like he's here.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So we see that this is this book starts out with the deep space truck driver and his spoiled brat son.
Yeah,
what's the kid's name? Kid's name's Caden, right?
Mackenzie or something? Yeah, Caden.
Caden, okay. And they're hauling back, a museum full of shit?
Yep. It's a closed space museum with some sort of artifacts that was hit by a comet storm.
Okay. So right off the bat, before we even get to that point, the two covers, what'd you think? Obviously, the Mignola cover is fire, but what's your opinion on these?
I didn't even look at the other cover. I saw Mignola and my eyes focused like a laser beam.
Right.
On that
hey, is there anybody in the chat that got this today? And what cover did you guys get?
John's Comics with Kids gave a lot of hearts to Mignola. JP says JB is faking it until he makes it.
I'm trying, guy. I'm trying. Where the hell is John? Come on, Perry. Send Perry the link. He'll come on with us. Won't you, Perry? Come on.
TJ says, can we get a closer look at that Fantastic Four slab behind you? There are no slabs behind me.
Yeah, this one right here?
Oh, behind you.
This was actually a very Gary waffle win on IG. Can't go wrong with some early Fantastic Four #13. First appearance of Red Ghost.
Hey, speaking of covers, how about that Art Adams Gorilla Grodd cover? Oh, John, listen, don't come in here and be the referee. Go back to your date.
Yes!
We're doing just fine.
I'm trying my best.
I freaking love my show.
We got past the covers. We got past the intro with the sun.
JB, I know, has been wanting to be on this show for so
I
long.
have. And the one day, man, I looked at my wife. She gave me the list, and I was like,
the guy is just
seriously?
And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Today?
Right now. I'm circling and just going round in circles at this point. He's
what
like,
do I do with my hands?
Shark at the aquarium, stuck in a tank way too tiny.
So, by the way, he also gave me this information about 10 minutes ago.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But you got to
prepared.
That's the story, man. We're ready to go to the second half. I just want to get everyone's opinion on the first half.
Prepared and keeping me up to date. the perfect guest.
There you go.
Which I am.
All right.
Losing you.
Yeah, you're going through a great service zone. This show is top notch.
Oh yeah, the sun's still up over here, TJ, for sure. Absolutely.
TJ says, "Oh my God, the sun's still up."
Yep, for sure.
But the joke's on you. The sun's gonna be up here before it's up there.
True.
That's how the Earth works.
That's science.
Because it's round. Okay, so let me talk about this book here for a second.
Okay.
You're not going to hold up the Lois Lane book right now, are you?
I already did.
He already did.
It's right there. Carmen Sandiego. This book looks great. So this is the first page. This is how we're greeted with this wonderful and this bratty kid says, "Ugh, it's so crapping boring. Look at this. Like there's nothing to see here. Buh." Like you couldn't even like make it look boring. It looks awesome. Like if it was just black and expansive, like it makes the kid so much more of a turd because like there's all these planets and nebulae and so
the interior art was Stephen Green. Am I right or wrong on that one? And I'm not familiar with this guy, but I saw a 54-second video from Pyramid Comics earlier today where it was just the artwork, and it looked fantastic.
I'm getting fingerprints all over my copy, so I'm putting it down. I need some gloves. Here, okay. I feel like I'm the guy who always just craps on books. John's shaking his head.
You are. You're the underwhaler.
I am the anti-joy equation. But someone needs to be that guy. Someone needs to be the bad guy who like.
We always have you as that guy, buddy.
Yeah,
always.
thank you.
Why can't you just like it and go with it and say, you know what, man, that is gorgeous. Look at the time.
Okay. I enjoyed this book. Let me say that. I could have enjoyed it more though. And I know like Jason Aaron is a good writer. I enjoy his works. So I just feel like there's something that really bugs me. And I made the joke early on in the chat after Comics This Explained said this kid's a brat. And I was like, well, I guess I don't need to talk about it anymore. Because that bugged me. I didn't care about if this kid survived or not because he wasn't just a bored kid. He was a piece of crap. Maybe that's a bit harsh.
Little harsh.
That's extreme.
Okay, a bit extreme. The kid is a brat. He's annoying, and I was not rooting for him. I think we either needed more time with him to learn about him, or we needed less time with him and needed to jump right into it.
Okay. So now that we're past kind of
what do you think since you read the book, JB?
God,
you're great. I love it.
I'm gonna do the Alec counterpoint.
Oh,
there we go.
As somebody who lives with an 8 to soon to be 9-year-old and teaches 9-year-olds, I gotta say, I didn't find.
No, I got nothing.
Ah!
It's like he was about to make a point that I think was relevant, and then he just went.
Right when you got to the meat,
in a food. Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't know if you hear me at all. Am I just wasting time talking? Sorry.
That's all right. I mean, like, you clearly have valuable input,
Yeah.
as you always do. I'm not being sarcastic.
Are you though?
JP's buddy collecting says, "Excellent point, John." Laughing emoji. Mylar Steve says, "Profound."
I love it.
John #gone too soon.
There you go. I love it. Hey, we're doing the best with what we got, guys. Hang in there with us.
Oh, God.
How do you like my setup?
Oh yeah, looks good. Looks good.
All the beautiful books that I've invested in displayed, lovely. There are kids can be bratty, right? Like kids are bratty. They're kids. That is just the nature of children, as John would probably tell you if he could.
I'm not allowed to talk anymore.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Not long, usually.
John is saying kids be kids. Yeah, kids be kids, but like.
And I would also say he just lost.
Oh, here he goes.
He lost his mom as well. I think that there's a lot of like emotions going on with his kid, and to be stuck in a spaceship for a week and have nowhere to go, nothing to do. I think the first couple days maybe looking out at space would be amazing. Day 8, you might be like, get me the fuck out of here.
John, you're making my point for me without realizing it.
Okay.
Yep, there he goes.
Yep, there he goes. That's it. Exactly.
My point is that this kid is just, that is the biggest fly I've ever seen in my life. This kid is just being a kid, but we're only shown these couple pages with him just being a brat. We either need more setup to show this kid, like I think of Middle West, and it's very similar in a lot of ways as far as the setup goes, of a kid who's separated from his dad and goes on this journey, right?
Yeah.
At its simplest form.
Yeah.
The kid in Middle West is not a turd. He's a kid. He's a bit of a brat. But I cared about that kid more immediately because they set up if this had ended with the big shark, then we would have had more time with the kid. If it started with the big shark and we were thrown into it and found out the kid's backstory and the dad's backstory afterwards. Thanks. Misexplained, shouting out the Panopticon shirt. That I think it was just like this weird middle ground that didn't. It was like shooting an arrow between two targets. What do you think, JB?
You're telling me you agree with Nobody No One that says on day 8 you send the kid for a walk.
Into space. Fuchsia only. Thanks for joining. Who Dat Comics. Thanks for joining. Who else came into the chat? Anybody? Sam I M Comics. Mylar Slivas. Shout you out. ICT Vinny. Bake the Snake. We got some great people in this. Bake Snake says hashtag turd boy.
Went out for a pack of smokes and never came back.
Wow, the hate on this kid is harsh. I think it's a subtle kid. I don't know.
All right, so nobody liked the kid. I think we got that.
But yeah,
I think making it out to seem like horrible. And I would say, yeah, it's a minor complaint. I would like a little more time with him at the beginning. And yeah, I like the kid in Middle West better because of the setup. But it's a minor complaint for me, not a big deal.
Listen, I demand perfection. Especially from someone like Jason. Especially from someone like Jason Aaron. What?
Have you seen our show?
Listen. If I had time to write and script this show, despite what Drew Manchu may think, John would not ghostwrite it for me.
And I wouldn't be here.
It would be much smoother. We bring this as raw and real and gritty for you, the people, so you can feel like we're all just hanging out and chatting and not being lectured to by some teacher.
I just got that one. I get
it.
And some hips.
Yep. No. Another excellent point, John.
Yeah, another excellent point.
Just like a great joke, and it went to crap, didn't it? God.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just a setup.
I
That's
said
true.
teacher and a
Okay.
hipster know-it-all.
Actually,
You're calling yourself a hipster know-it-all?
equation. Read JP's. I'm sorry.
I feel like WW actually loved this book, but he can't bring himself to go against the anti-Joe Christian's blood. No, listen, if you tuned into last week's show, I was all pluses for Batman Damned #3 against everyone else's wishes. This was like a solid 8 out of 10 for me. It was not a bad book. I didn't hate it. I'm just nitpicking before I get to the good stuff. But I'm such a turd farm. My mouth just spews turd praise that I can't catch a break. I can't make a good point without it seeming like I'm just lighting dumpster fires. I didn't like the dumpster fire here. Jason Aaron lit the mini dumpster fire with this kid.
You're saying that this is how you talk about an 8 out of 10?
I know. Wow.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because I would honestly say that that's probably my grade for this as well, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what lost 2 points for you? Because this is what lost 2 points for me.
I think the artwork wasn't spot on. I think there were definitely spots where I felt like it was kind of weak. It didn't really have much going for it. I think that I didn't really understand the beast and the fight because of the way they did some of the paneling. I felt like it was a little confusing, like what was going on. For me, it was just a little sloppy, and that was rough around the edges is basically the way I would describe it.
Chris Barrett said WW used to be fun, then he signed up for the Anti-Joy Project. You haven't known me that long. I've never been fun. Make the Snake says, we haven't even made it past the first page.
Yeah.
No one says, page 2, light the book on fire. Okay. Now that we're past the kid being a turd, the plot of this was very intriguing. Yeah, man. Sometimes Big Snake says 8 out of 10. The way you were talking, I thought it was gonna be a 4 out of 10. Sometimes you got to keep the chat on their toes. I'm gonna throw a curveball right now. By the end of this book, I was like, oh, what do you know? Because you know what?
High praise from Alec. Oh, what do you know?
What do you know? A friend of mine was just telling me about somebody, a pinball designer who said to a buddy of his who made a homemade machine, quote, I didn't hate it, which apparently for this guy is like high praise. I was like, that kind of sounds like me.
All right.
Nobody no one says I thought you were harsh on Deceased One. Listen, this was not Deceased One. But you know what happened that made me start liking the book? The kid passed out and stopped talking. Once it was a space monkey and a space shark talking to the kid's unconscious body. This book was aces. So basically, take the kid out of the book, and it's pretty good.
Let's get to the next page.
Chris Barrett, my book is not perfection. My book is like a 4 out of 10. Kid almost dies, 10 out of 10. Nobody knows this. Wow, you got in the house fast, John. You got some stuff to say.
I'm sweaty. I'm tired. I'm ready. Do this.
Okay. Why don't you tell your joke now?
I had a joke. No, I said from a teacher and a hipster know-it-all, 2 people that tell people what to do.
Yeah. I don't tell people what. No. I don't assume to be right. I just assume to be on YouTube, so I'm supposed to give my opinion, right?
That's your fatal flaw.
That I don't assume to be right?
Yeah. Just own it. Almost 1,000 people say Alec knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, but everyone thinks Deceased is good, but me.
Hey, that's fair. I'm finally getting into the chat. JB, hey, how you doing, man?
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm the first guest ever to not read the book.
For a show that had on paper the rockiest of starts, The chat seems to really be enjoying this.
There's only 13 thumbs up, so I don't know how good that is.
Oh man.
Hey, no thumbs down yet.
Best episode ever. We can't hear John. Guest didn't read it, and Whitewell is tearing apart a book that's like it's a 2 when it was an 8.
Hey, you want to talk about Lois Lane for a minute?
There he goes. That's number 3. And we're going to count how many appearances she's going to make. There's number 4.
Oh, John got it. Did you read it?
I did, and it's great.
Oh, what I tell you.
I've learned the lesson. Listen to Alec and blame
man.
John. That's the whole format of this show. Listen to Alec and blame John. So I listened to Alec, and you can blame me for that if you'd like.
Okay. So let's finish talking about CS. So
I bought 5 books today, and I liked all of them.
Wow.
5? Man, I would wish I only bought 5. I was excited that I only bought 11. I was just touting.
Yeah,
you
did.
Before I was like, dude, I only bought 11 books. I feel so good about myself right now.
I would say bragging would be the word.
I was. I'm like, last week was 17. Oh, it was terrible. This week was 11. I felt really good about myself.
This is the best thing I read this week, though. I know we're not talking about Quill, but Old Man Quill.
Welcome to Comic Core Unlimited. What did you read this week, John?
Dude, it's freaking amazing. Old Man Quill is so good this week. It's unbelievable. Dead Man Logan, great. And then Immortal Hulk. Great.
You get the blood variant? Nope.
The blood variant? Nah, I don't care about it.
I accidentally bought both.
My LCS had 2 copies of that the Walking Dead book, and I was like, I don't want it.
You know, I bought it. You know why? It's $3.99 for a big old fat book. Got to support that.
I was more like, I don't want to spec on a book I haven't given a crap about in like several years.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how it ended, though.
Yeah, I respect that. I used to like it, and now I'm like, I'm good.
And I also respect Robert Kirkman for being like, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm revitalizing Walking Dead by, spoiler alert, killing Rick. And then he's like, no, just kidding. I'm ending the book. Like that's a balls move, man. So.
I like the idea too that he still had like previews coming for issues 194, 195. Like that was very clever, very badass, perfectly in line with his style.
So you're telling me
so see the stars
first in the last issue of books, especially books that went on a long run, you don't just target buying the last one?
Nah. I mean, I liked it at the beginning. I have the first like 3 trades. But that was clearly like I knew that where they were going, I didn't care anymore, and it was the same with the show. After a while, I didn't even get to Negan on the show. I was like, I'm done.
See, I read way more of this of Walking Dead than you did, so I think I was a little more invested. I did. Yeah. I've not read it in a long time, but Sea of Stars, everyone.
Oh yes, wait, what's that book this week?
So I was going to say we don't have a debate topic this week, so why don't we talk about how
everything else but the comic?
No, let's talk about Lois Lane.
Yeah, we can get there. So for me, I love the way you compared this to Middle West. I would say that's the most spot on analysis you could give to this. That there's a lot in common with Middle West, and that Middle West was much more polished as a piece. That first issue. But I will say I feel like this has more promise long term than Middle West.
Okay.
For me, I feel like this idea has more promise. I look at Middle West and I feel like it feels already like Middle West is spinning its wheels. I'm almost feeling like Middle West should be done. And this feels like there's room to really go in a lot of fun directions.
I feel like right now, for me, the universe, pardon the pun, is not big enough. It's just 2 characters and then 2 space characters, like the monkey and the whale. But like, it's just the kid and just the dad.
The monkey and the whale. That's our show.
Which one am I?
Hey, since I didn't actually get to see the book, can we go back and go past page 2 now and kind of just continue from there? Because I think we only got to like the first page, and then
JB, you're the missing ingredient here. I gotta say, yeah.
My kids are down here. Why are my kids down here? You guys are upstairs.
Oh, sorry. Is he talking to us, or is it actually?
No, I think it's like actually yelling at his kid.
Okay.
Literally.
So the kid goes into the like the cargo section of the jet, and he's messing around with all the little objects back there. And Dad is picking up something on the radar, and the kid sees this giant shark.
Oh, I'm
alien.
the whale. That's in my name.
Wow.
So wait, you think it's a shark, and you think it's a whale.
And the kid was like sad about it because he's like, "Oh, you lost a lot of stuff. I lost my
There's
mom."
two different things. There's that thing which is stuffed. That's
This,
like a
museum piece.
the museum piece. But then there's a little later.
I'm not to that thing yet.
a living. No, there's that thing too. So there's like 3 sea creatures that are in space.
There's many, yeah.
Why is that always a thing, by the way?
What thing?
That they're like space whales and space sharks. Why can't they just like space?
Whales are cool, man. Sharks are cool.
Whales
I
are.
don't know that I know many occasions of that, but okay.
I've heard whales are very negative.
Is that why you chose it?
No, I was just making a joke about myself.
I do love when the kid starts crying that the suit says excess liquid detected,
And then he
triggering
says,
thermal
"Shut
drive."
up."
And then the kid's like, "Shut up! Don't talk to me like I'm crying." So then, yeah, Dad's ship gets attacked by what are we calling this creature? Alec. He gets attacked by Alec. He's very critical of the ship. There's an assault on the ship. The ship gets kind of destroyed, or at least falling apart. And Dad's rushing around trying to find his son in the wreckage before it fully busts up. Gets his suit on and all that gear. But
maybe Alec isn't exactly what it seems at face value.
And I don't know where the monkey is in this. The monkey comes later. Yeah, I forgot. The monkey comes later.
Yeah.
So everybody's like flying around in the wreckage, and this beast, and the beast's eyeball is like that's the eye right there, that big green thing. And then the little kid is like that little orange thing. So it's all just sort of like a lot of the middle, like almost 10 pages is all just chaos of this wreckage.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And Dad flies in and stabs it in the eye.
Yeah. Which I couldn't tell if it did anything.
Like Drew Manchu attacking Heroes in Crisis, just going for it. Even though it's a behemoth he can never destroy, he gets it right in the eye. And he gives the kid a quick advice, which is kind of crazy to me. Hey, use the boosters on your backpack to get clear of the wreckage. Stay to the charted starways, no matter what happens. Don't go near the outer, and then chomp, he gets bit. That's done. Yeah.
Craig Brewer says coloring of this book is 10 out of 10.
It is spot on. I fully agree.
Very, very colorful.
Yeah. And then the kid's about to get his turn being eaten, and then a laser blast flies through, and then there's this crazy splash page.
Yep. It grabs.
Which I have a hard time deciphering where the laser blast is coming from, what it's hitting, and what is happening to the kid. They don't really explain any of that.
Can you go back a page? Because I think when Drew explained this, he said that the kid touched something.
He does. He grabs an artifact.
Yeah, he's holding an artifact,
but
it looks like a laser beam is hitting it as opposed to the laser coming out of it, but maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe he took it a different way than me.
That's what I'm just saying. The interpretation to me when I saw his review was that the kid's floating out there and he touches some artifact.
Yeah, his hand is on it. Like you can see his hand is on it.
And then there's the huge explosion, and now this kid can breathe without the suit.
That'd be a cool way to view it. I hadn't thought of it that way. I took it as like some external. There's this laser beam coming down.
Falling out of that museum potentially had powers or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And then it's like however many minutes later, and fun time has passed, and we have the monkey and the whale show up. Is that what we're calling them?
That's what I call them. Call them whatever you'd like.
So right there, this is me, and that's Alec, and JB is sort of DOA right there in the middle.
There I am.
If anything, the monkey is Mark because it wants to eat everything.
Does that make the
wait?
Are we calling Cat ran a whale now? Is that really?
No, I'm still the whale.
You're still the whale. Okay. So the monkey and the whale have their little rapport. Like the fox.
Maybe it is us.
Banter. Hashtag banter.
Little rapport.
Yeah. And then apparently the kid's suit is not needed anymore because the kid can breathe in space and talk and understand all the dialects of the creatures now.
He's got superpowers.
Yeah.
Because he touched the artifact.
He touched the artifact.
Bake says the guy who didn't read it.
Hashtag Susan Speck, John and Alec first appearance.
Is this the first appearance of that? I doubt
I
it.
think we should petition Jason Aaron on Twitter to name these characters John and Alec.
That'd be awesome. I'm okay with that.
They're not named in this book.
It would guarantee me purchasing every single issue going forward, and probably all the variant covers.
Although, he should watch this show from this point on. What's the timestamp on this? Hey, Jason Aaron, your book's great.
36 minutes in.
I really like this book. 10 out of 10 for me.
The monkey's my favorite. My name is John.
The kid's not too bratty. Just the right amount of brat. Enough to make him like lovably sassy.
Hashtag just the right amount of brat. Oh man. This show. What is Chris Baird saying? John and Alec first appearance. I touched an artifact once. I was asked to leave the museum. All right.
So anyway, he talks to the thing, and then the thing,
and then it jumps to Dad.
And then he learns how to swim through the sea.
Isn't there an alliance here with him and these critters here that they're going to go search for food? Is that what that was?
Yeah,
uneasy alliance for sure.
They were originally going to eat him.
Yeah.
The monkey much more fiercely than the whale, and then the kids like can understand them, and they're like, "Whoa, this is a miracle! What's going on?" And then he learns how to swim through space, and then oh, big twist! Suddenly, there's narration. And we think it's a kid, but no, it's the dad who's alive in some other universe inside this whale, trying to literally reach for the kid.
Crazy.
So that's his stars number 1.
Jason Aaron. Sweet.
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Especially if they named the whale Alec.
He didn't want to be the whale. I thought he wanted to be one of the 2 little critters.
Yeah, the whale.
The little critter. There's the little whale.
The little whale with the monkey.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. This space lizard whale thing.
Yeah, it sounds like when you're in space, you're in the ocean, right? That's what it is.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Deep.
You're gonna pick up issue number 2?
I will. Yeah, I will, because I honestly am nearing the end of my Middle West feelings. So like, I want to keep renewing that. I'm only giving Middle West maybe 1 or 2 more issues to really make me feel like this is going somewhere and not just kind of spinning its wheels.
I probably would have to agree with the Middle West thing because I have not read the last 4 issues, so clearly I'm losing interest. JB's Budget Collecting says, JB, are you hooked?
No. But I still have this problem buying number 1, so that's one of the ones I haven't gotten away from, especially Image number 1s for some reason. Image number 1s just suck me in.
Should have bought this number 1.
Should have.
9 out of 10 for me.
Did not get it.
Yeah, John. So I'd like to hear your opinions as someone who did not know who Greg Rucka was before this book. What do you think?
I still don't know who Greg Rucka is.
He's the writer of Lois Lane number 1.
I started reading Gotham Chronicles, or Gotham Central.
Central, yeah, that book's great, right?
It's pretty good. And boy, I could tell why Alec would love this. Once Lois was meeting with her informant, I was like, oh, Alec's wet dream is happening right now.
Why? Because it's Renee Montoya is the question. TJ Slugdragon Watson says, never turn your back to space.
Renee Montoya.
Awesome.
I do love Renee Montoya.
You do. You've even got me keeping an eye out for her first appearance, just, sort of abstractly.
I gave you some sweet Sandman spec, and you said I don't care about Sandman.
I've never read a single Sandman, so I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, you should.
I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Well, finish Gotham Central first. It's only like 40 issues, and it's excellent.
I have the first 2 trades, so I will get through that this summer. Faux show. TJ says, never turn your back on the space. Yeah, sorry, you said that already.
Yeah. It's worth saying twice. It was a good joke. So Greg Rucka does a lot of this kind of like political intrigue type spy stuff. So it's not like really outside of his strike zone, but yeah, Fuchsia only says you're missing out. Sam has a favorite. Yeah, all time great book.
Yeah, there's a lot of books though like that I've never read a Swamp Thing. I've never read a Sandman. There's a lot of characters I just never had a chance to dive in yet. A lot of like DC and early Vertigo kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've all got our blind spots.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean I'm never going to read it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I've never read a Spider-Man book. That's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's a bold-faced lie. I've really freaked out JB though for a second.
Well, yeah. I was trying to remember if we've ever. Yeah, I guess you can't count Spider-Gwen. I'm trying to remember if Book Club ever did a Spider-Man book, and we haven't. Chris says he's never read a Flash. There you go. This could be like a whole debate topic.
Never have I ever.
What major character have you never read?
Should we do a comic book Never Have I Ever show?
Never read an actual Superman book.
You're not missing anything.
That's
well.
Yeah, go get Superman for all seasons. That's a great read.
It is excellent. Is this a Superman book?
No. And I will say the one point I ding this book for is how poorly they draw Superman.
So
Clark Kent looks like skinny, like super skinny.
So interestingly, I had this moment right at the beginning of this book where I was very torn about the artwork because you get this face, which is
who's that?
That's the maid.
Oh yeah.
That is not drawn well.
No.
But this page directly across from it is not only gorgeous, but magnificently told visually.
Yeah.
Like her little expressions on her eyebrows, everything about this page, masterful. This, not so masterful.
No.
So
well, if you get to Superman, like he's ripped, but he also looks like like a professional runner. Like he looks skinny. I've never seen a skinnier Superman.
I was on the fence about the art.
So I agree. There were panels that I really dug. The way they layer in the Question character, I thought was really cool. But every time I saw Superman, it reminded me of how badly drawn Lois was in the second issue of Deceased. I felt like the Lois from the second issue of Deceased and the Superman from this series should go off and never come back to comics again. But the Lois from Heroes in Crisis and the Superman from Heroes in Crisis, they need to meet up and get it on.
Yeah, there you go.
The shower scene, 2 thumbs way up.
Oh, really? That's funny. I wasn't expecting John to like something like that.
The shower scene?
Yeah.
Why? Do I seem asexual or something?
No, this is once again sarcasm. It's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Does people want to see the shower scene? Here's the.
Yeah, it's not risque. You can show it.
No, it's good. No, I didn't think it was risque. I
like that shot of her removing her bra.
That's the best panel. Yeah. Absolutely. But Superman, he even looks kind of skinny, like right there.
Yeah, his pecs are not very developed.
He's looking tiny. At first, I was like, "Hey, is this Bruce Wayne? Is she making out with Bruce Wayne?"
No, I thought the same thing too.
Right? It doesn't feel like Supes. He doesn't even seem that much taller than her. Like, I don't know.
He wishes he was a little bit taller. He wishes he was a baller.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like this Superman right here looks tiny to me. Like that one laying in bed right there. Maybe the sheets are really fluffy and I just can't tell.
We know from Batman Damned how big Batman is.
It's cold in the Batcave. Give it a rest, man. He's like Yorick. He's a grower, not a shower. Don't have to hate on the guy for that.
Drew Manchu loves Sea of Stars and he's getting to watch Spider-Man, so he'll catch it on the rewind. Stick with it, Drew. It gets someplace.
You talking about our show again?
Yeah. I mean, I hate patting myself on the back too much.
That's not true.
No.
Sarcasm again.
Didn't I say hot take this book was going to be great?
I believe I don't recall you ever saying that.
Didn't you say before when we were talking about which books we were going to buy this week or what we were going to pick to do this show, and you said I said, well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to buy both anyway. And you said, oh, I don't think I would buy either anyway.
He went with this because I chose it.
Yeah, I said they
No.
would not, that at the time. I said then they wouldn't make my list. You kept going on about the book, and I followed your advice. The TJ Slabdragon Watson advice of
always listen to Alec.
So this is a listen to Alec pick, 100%. This is my boy JB wanted to do a new Image book, and I'm here with him.
And I don't regret picking it.
I'm gonna be buying issue 2 of both.
I don't regret buying or reading either. So
me neither. Again,
I feel like
books. I'm 5 for 5 books I enjoyed.
This was kind of like a toss-up week for me, and the reason why I left it up to you guys was because I said, like, I'm gonna buy both. I'm gonna read both. I'll be happy to talk about either. So
Hey,
plus,
Alex,
it's got.
How many books did you get this week?
I didn't count.
Count them.
Okay. Probably, I would say 11.
All right. So
I don't know. That's a total guess. I got these 2. I got Walking Dead. I got Immortal Hulk. I got. I was gonna get that Gorilla Grodd cover, but I couldn't find it. I got the Harley cover, so I want to try to get the Year of the Villains cover.
You're talking about the cardstock one, yeah.
I picked up a White Ranger Chromium cover from last week, so that doesn't count. I mean, I bought it today, but it wasn't a new release book. It was something I bought. I got. I don't know if this is a good deal anymore because I don't know if people care about it. The Year of the Villain, 1 in 100 Batman Who Laughs variant for $0.25.
A quarter of what?
$0.25.
Wow.
JB's upset.
Yeah. When you pay, yeah. Good job. Great job.
JB's the best. JB's the best, man. JB's killing
it was at a shop that I know, like, they typically sell, like, he'll typically sell me variants for cover, and he was like, oh, it's 25 cents. I was like, yeah, it's a 1 in 100. He's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I was like, are you sure? You want $4 for it? He's like, no, quarter's fine.
Nice.
I tried.
But the other side of that coin, not figuratively,
literally,
no. The other side of that coin, figuratively, is you're going to come back to that shop because you respect the way the customer was treated in that instance.
Unfortunately,
I mean, you're moving away. But I'm saying when you return,
he's an idiot, and he's going to find more screaming deals like that.
Also,
I'm an idiot.
No,
I am
the shop owner.
No, he's a good guy.
Oh.
He makes his money elsewhere. He buys like huge collections, sells Amazing Fantasy 15s like every week.
That's crazy. Wow.
He doesn't care about a variant cover.
Yeah, so for me, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
My deal, 10 out of 10.
No,
wow.
10 out of 10.
You should have saved that for the hunt.
10 out of 10.
I was not invited back on the hunt.
Neither of us are allowed to come back ever again.
No.
What are you talking about?
When we went off air, Tony got really upset and was like, what have you guys done to my show? I'm kidding. Yeah. Tony is a lovely guy.
Yeah, I've yet to actually bring an entire comic book for my hustle, and I've been on the show twice.
Faithless is a 10 out of 10, Chris Barrett. I would agree. That book's great. Did that come out today? That didn't come out today, did it?
I wouldn't know because I haven't actually ripped the bags open.
If I missed out on that, I did not see that at 3 shops. Did that come out today?
I have no idea.
Someone needs to tell me.
I didn't see it in my shop.
I don't think so.
But again, I can't say it enough. You guys got to read Old Man Quill because this issue 7 was freaking nuts.
What is it going to be? 12 issues?
It's 12, yeah.
It came out today? Come on, man.
You went to 3 shops today.
3 shops. None of them have it. Okay.
I just stopped buying it. I got the first 2, and I'll put them in an auction at some point in the bags, and somebody will get a good book.
I don't know if Chris Barrett's trolling me.
He does troll well.
Yeah.
He does, actually.
He's a top-tier troll.
But the internet will suss this out in no time.
Make says no. I don't know what
he might be saying no to something else.
He might just be telling us to stop with this show and everything.
Just stop.
Bake's a wise man.
No.
Just Stop.
You've had enough time. Old Man Equals 7 is pretty awesome. Thank you, Sam. I Am Comics. Fact.
Sam.
I bet it's going to read well in like a single trade.
I would imagine Old Man Hawkeye would read well the same way. I've just read the issues. I haven't bought like a hardcover or anything. Nobody, no one with me too. Woo woo. Wait a second. Bake the Snake is saying, "Go watch Bueller." We're doing a show right now.
Let me.
You're actually in the show.
Let me just put you on hold for like 10 minutes and go watch another video. It'd be very interesting.
Or I could turn the iPad and we could just watch me watch
together. I think that's copyright infringement.
Bueller's not
watching yourself watch something else.
I don't think Bueller would appreciate that.
No.
Everyone else we'll wait for you and talk to ourselves.
There's my boy Chris Barrett. He says Old Man Hawkeye was a great trade. You know how you know that? Because I sent that sucker to him. Boom.
TJ says no lesbian porn today. There's always lesbian porn. You just gotta know where to look.
Yeah. Did the internet break?
Anywhere. I think he was referring specifically to Faithless 4.
I'm not going to make that assumption.
Faithless is a great book. I think
great
Faithless is suffering from the same issue Batman Damned 1 suffered from, where everyone's talking about the fact that it's pornographic and not the fact that it's a great story.
I'm excited that isn't Jenny Frison doing a cover for Faithless?
Yes, number 4. That was the whole thing that started this conversation.
I'm in.
Gross. Nobody knows said I'm split screen lesbian porn. I know that's not true.
I'm glad that we're at least on that level.
Awesome.
He's not shutting our show off. He's keeping us on.
Yeah, we're on par with lesbian porn.
Awesome.
We're at least not ruining the moment for you.
Maybe we're enhancing it. I can't believe I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers when this is what comes out of my face hole.
Right?
Hilarious. That's great.
I bought 2 of the covers. I really can't tell if you guys are trolling me or not. I might have to end this show and figure out what's going on with this whole Faithless Frison thing.
Why don't we just pause it and let JB talk about what he thought about Sea of Stars?
No one says, sorry, can't hear you, you're muted.
That's awesome.
He's just looking at us.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Sea of Stars, huh? Is that what this show's about?
That's what it was, yeah. Sorry, fellas.
This show is a Sea of Stars.
Right?
Oh, pre-order 2 for the covers. Great. Now we're on pace. We're on the same page. Yeah, I will definitely get that and enjoy it. Or maybe not. Maybe she really dropped the proverbial ball.
Not likely. But I wouldn't know because I probably won't unbag it. I'll just wait for somebody to post it.
I'll send you a pic. JB, the Sea of Stars expert.
A lot of great content today.
This is
Sea of Stars.
This is what happens when I'm especially exhausted.
Well, moving sucks, but you know what? Can't wait till you get settled down because I'm sure we're going to get some. You know, we didn't get our impression. That reminds me. Someone in the chat was supposed to ask us for an impression.
There was a lot of requests, I'm just going to say. You might have breezed past them all.
Really? I must have it on top chat because they filtered out for me.
Smart move.
No, I don't. I always have it on live chat. I don't know why it doesn't default to that. That's insane.
Yeah, always walking. Dangerfield.
Dangerfield. I've never done Dangerfield. Like, I know what he sounds like. He's like, oh, can't get no respect guy.
There you go. That was it.
Whoa, that's some hat. You get a bowl of soup when you buy that hat?
Do an impression of Bratty Kid. I don't like being in space. It's boring. No.
I can't play my video games.
I don't want to play video games. I'm in space. It's
boring. What has this show turned into?
Unbelievable.
What is this show turning into?
It's evolution, right?
That's what it is.
George Carlin impression of the kid. Isn't that just like a lot of swearing?
And I don't remember the kid cursing so much.
He does say crapping at the beginning. Why is space so crapping boring? Are we there yet? Bake says. The kid wanted to watch lesbian porn. Is that what his game is?
That would make anybody upset.
Right.
It made Alec upset a little bit ago.
Listen. You want the cover too. I don't want to hear it.
I didn't actually go and get issue 3. I wasn't even aware that it had come out. Jenny Frison makes a cover. Yeah, maybe I go grab that.
Why don't we wrap this up?
Put a bow on it.
Yeah. This has been a surprisingly good episode, I think.
But it's going to end with another high water mark because we haven't picked a book for next week.
Well, I might be the JV of next week.
Or the Jobs Comics where you just jump in at the last second.
I'm either going to jump in like from the road.
I'm a trendsetter.
Or I'm going to be there and not have read the book.
Sweet.
Either way.
Sorry, fellas. Telling you, man, we had a honeydew list this long. It was crazy.
How about De Niro and Taxi Driver? Let me see. I'll try to pull that off. You talking to me?
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Forward.
You say it was forward?
4 words.
Yeah. Isn't that the whole thing?
He says it like 5 times in that scene. You know, he's like, there's nobody else here.
I don't see anyone else around here. You must be talking to me. And then, he pulls out the gun, right?
Yep.
Debate topic was, how am I so right about Lois Lane #1?
I thought the debate topic was, how is it possible we've gotten to this many subscribers already?
It's crazy. I don't know.
Also, Chaos and Comics shouted out my Panopticon shirt as well. That's 2. And I'm glad people are loving Panopticon because check out Autumn Eternal. That album is 10 out of 10. The facial expression is pretty good. Maybe we'll just stick to that. I mean, that's still an impression, right? Doesn't always have to be verbal.
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Jim Carrey did an impression when he's a stand-up comedian of a Saint Bernard that was phenomenal. And he teaches you how to do it in the act. It's hysterical. You take a sip of water, you hold it in your cheeks, and then you bark and shake your face, and like the slobber just goes over. It's amazing. There's no word spoken. You just
good.
And then like it's just incredible.
Jim Carrey is a much more talented individual than I am. Chaos and Comics says because he's horns, which I would hope because the horns are literally his icon. Panopticon taught me that banjo works in black metal. Yes, quite well. And Rivers of Nihil taught me that saxophone can work in metal too. Hey, welcome to Metal Talk with me and 2 guys who probably don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
I know.
Not at all.
But hey, JB's par for the course.
I'll roll with it.
The
Let's
theme
roll.
of the night.
We're going to talk about existentialism and nihilism next.
Let's do it.
Hey, man, don't get me started. I mean, saxophone works.
He's a nihilist. He doesn't believe in anything.
Chaos Comics says I was literally typing about Rivers of Nile. So Comics Was Explained and I have been talking about doing a metal show. I think it needs to happen. Maybe Chaos and Comics can come on too.
It continues.
I love Danish.
Thanks for having me, fellas. If we are wrapping up, I would say that.
JB's telling us the show's over, guys. It ended 5 minutes ago.
My wife's already been
5. That's generous.
But I don't think I'm actually going to do a show tomorrow because, I was just informed by my wife recently that tomorrow's like a holiday, right? And I'm supposed to take the day off. I'm not supposed to do it. So I probably won't, but who knows? Maybe I will. I might have to throw a little something because I told her if I don't open one of these boxes, the pile won't go down.
Chris says open a box.
I could open way more than one box, but we'd be here all night, gentlemen. And I'm supposed to be out there getting ready for tomorrow because it's 4th of July, and I don't know what you got planned, but we got people coming over to go swimming in the pool and barbecue and do all that stuff. And you know what that meant? That meant I had to do all kinds of shit today to this house that nobody will ever even fucking notice. But hey, wife's happy, right? So good times.
But them not noticing is them noticing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, wife's happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. The kids are happy. Sorry I didn't get out to see the book. Thanks for having me on the show.
He wants to turn this into an auction.
Auction?
I'm joking.
I got to get out of here. She'll
Yeah,
kill
I'm
me.
joking. I'm joking.
But thanks for having me, fellas. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. This was a lot of fun, despite all of our joking.
Chaos in Comics, the boxes are full of cocaine. Hilarious.
Wow. That's probably more expensive than cocaine.
Depends on what's in the box. You guys have anything to plug besides America Day?
I'm possibly going to be doing a show either Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to check the Comic Core channel schedule. I want to do a show really looking at sort of the balances and difficulties in doing YouTube and having a regular life, and some of the people that talk about needing to take breaks from their channels and how hard and difficult it's just sort of going through some of those things and why it's so rewarding and so challenging. I think people underestimate a lot of that stuff. And I want to have some friends on that I know are just dealing with some of those issues. So I want to kind of put a little thing together on Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, right when I can't join. Thank you.
That was my goal.
I think I was challenged by Matt of The Boy Who Had Seven for an unboxing match.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
I don't know if I can get that together, but I'd love to get that together and take on that challenge, because I know he's got a bunch of good stuff that he was looking to acquire. Remember, he had done all those mystery boxes to acquire the Big Grail, and then said, no, I'm not going to acquire the Big Grail. I'm going to acquire a bunch of little grails. So I bet you he's got a lot of good stuff in there.
Chris Barrett says, Alec, you have nothing to sell. False. See this big pile of stuff that I put the lovely Lois Lane on top of? This is all comic books. So I'm still not going to start an auction tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I will maybe be here next week. John will do something to entertain and inform. Thanks to DiscoveryBayComics, JB. It was a pleasure. Thanks to John for joining us halfway through. Thanks to everyone in the chat for putting up with our shenanigans. Thanks to Sky Tigers. Thanks for Greg Rucker and Jason Aaron. And thanks to Jason Aaron especially for naming characters after me and John. Very kind. Jake says never turn your back to the barbecue. That's great advice. Also, never turn your back to the ocean. I've heard that's great advice too. I don't just say it. Words to live by. Have a happy 4th. Stay safe. Make good choices. Bye.